resurrection, the uprising, doomsday, the day of judgment, or whatever you call it, is the final day. The day when every person meets their fate. In Islam, in almost all religions, especially Abrahamic religions, it's believed that dead people are going to rise and become alive again and are going to be decided whether they deserve heaven or not. Now, either all these that were written and said 14 centuries ago were meant to simplify the fact that we are going to face our actions to people who didn't have the intellectual maturity and were not yet ready to accept some facts, or they are going to really happen as they were said, like dead people rising, a big court formed to sentence every person to be sent to hell or heaven, and etc., is a subject that we can talk in another video about. But right now, in this video, we are going to talk about the several signs that we were told to expect them when finally approaching the final day, the day of judgment. And believe me, these signs that we were told to expect 1400 years ago are being clearly seen, heavily sensed and felt. One of the signs which we are going to focus the most on is named White Death or White Disease, which is described as an infectious and fatal disease that is going to appear amongst people and kill many of them when we are getting closer to the day of judgment. Which, you guessed it right, we believe might be Covid-19 or Corona. Before starting, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't yet because it motivates us a lot, and hit that bell to be notified every time we upload a video. Now, with all that being said, let's dive into the mystery world and make it lucid, shall we? Lots of cultures have final day, just in different versions, and we have it in almost all religions. It's just written and described differently in each. For example, Christianity and Islam have a closer definition of the final day. In Christianity, some Christians believe that Jesus Christ will appear again, and it is called resurrection. And in Islam, Shia Muslims believe that Imam Mahdi, who is their last and final Imam and who was born 1187 years ago, will make an appearance again in the middle of a big crisis that is happening in the world and will bring back the peace again. And then, sometimes after that, humans and the world will come to an end. Also, they believe he will appear side by side with Jesus Christ and will help each other. As you know, Muslims believe that Prophet Muhammad is the last prophet who was sent by God and there won't be any other prophets. That's why they believe there won't be so long time after Prophet Muhammad's death and the day of judgment. And when comparing, 1400 years is nothing compared to humanity's age. Now, there are some signs that, as said in the intro, we have been told to expect them when slowly approaching the ending days. Some of them are small signs that we cannot be so sure about them, but also some big signs that you cannot deny them once you see it. It is written that all these signs, big or small together, are around 125 signs. Which one of them is the White Death and the Red Death? Death caused by war, and White Death means a death caused by diseases like pestilence. But why does Covid-19 seem like to be the same White Death that we were told to expect? Didn't we have infectious diseases and crucial sicknesses like this before? We had the Ebola virus some years ago, and obviously it made people panic because of how deadly it was. Or HIV, that humans still don't know how to completely stop it. In 2010, it was announced that 30 million were infected by the HIV, and 1,200,000 have died because of it. There is no certain way to cure it, but with using a special medicine, it can be slowed down a lot. These are all examples of the White Death, but what makes Covid-19 stand out is how different it is. Some people believe it is made by governments to control the population. And it's getting upgraded and it's stronger every time. Of course, you've heard about the Delta version of Corona. And the horrific part is that, as you know, the radiology pictures taken of COVID-19 patients' chests show the infectious with white spots, which makes it more convincing that COVID-19 is the White Death that we were told to expect. And don't get too excited. I know some of you are like, alright, let's bring the popcorn and watch this exciting real apocalypse movie. I know exactly how you feel about it, cause I'm a gamer too. It feels like the real Resident Evil and you picture yourself holding a pistol like Leon Scott Kennedy. Well, seems like I don't lose my sense of humor even when talking about the uprising, insurrection, the Day of Judgment, or whatever you would call it. Yeah, but honestly, we should take it serious. For a second, don't imagine yourself as Leon Kennedy. Imagine you're a farmer and you see the obvious signs of pests on your plants and you know your whole farm is gonna be ruined if you don't do anything soon. By the way, if you're enjoying the video, please consider liking and subscribing the channel. It can be really helpful. Everyone's going to be involved in it when it's about time, and please don't picture me as a priest or clergyman or whatever, and don't take these as advices. I know it doesn't feel pleasant. I'm a normal man who wants to create content which can be helpful and entertaining at the same time. We're just trying to talk about it because it really sounds like a warning. These warnings and predictions tell us that the world is going to turn into a brutal scene of big wars and homicides. Genocidal scenes and articles are going to be all over the news, which unfortunately is likely to happen with these advanced tactical equipments, tanks, jets, cargo planes, missiles, nuclear bombs, and so much more that countries and governments are not ashamed, but instead no shortage of confidence when it comes to spending billions of dollars in whether buying them or creating them. Maybe it's not connected to the signs that we are talking about, but still it shows how we humans are not where we were supposed to be, and we've still not realized the point of our existence in this world. We're living in the 21st century, but we're still struggling with freedom, racism, equal rights, and we're fighting against each other when we should fight for each other. As mentioned earlier in the video, there are lots of signs, big and small, obvious and not clear. These signs were told and written at a time when humans didn't have so much knowledge as we do now. Let me give you an example. One of the most important signs is the loud sound of a horn that every person is going to hear it wherever they are in the world. And you might have heard about it. And when we think about it now, we can figure it out that it symbolizes an important news that is going to be all over the world. People wouldn't understand what news is at that time. Even explaining it would make it even worse. So lots of these signs, let's say most of them are symbols. We can talk about the most important ones in another video, and believe me, it's really interesting. But let's get back to the topic and make a conclusion. COVID-19 can be a real warning, if not the White Death itself. Whatever it is, it should be taken serious. What do you think? You think it's the White Death that we were told to expect? Let us know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like the video, a subscribe would be fantastic. Also hit that bell to be notified every time we post a video. See you in the next mystery. Lucid Mystery.